And welcome to Sergio's talk about everybody's favorite kind of software, antivirus software. Have fun.
Okay, I will talk about research that I've been doing about antiviruses. So, well, first, this is a must-have, right? So it's the greetings to my wife and my sons because I took their time for doing this. So I'm Sergio. I work as a security researcher. I'm from Argentina. I came to Germany like 2 years ago, and I'm working in runs. So we will I will present like a few introduction about like antiviruses things, some myths around the antiviruses, the facts. Common problems I have found, how to hunt these security bugs. I will do a small demo, and final comments and questions and answers. So basically, how many people here has antiviruses installed in their systems? Raise your hand. Okay, we have quite a few. That's good. So basically, what is an antivirus? Basically, antivirus is a software that have to detect a malicious software that could be like transferred by any kind of medium or reading or writing on the disk or whether if it's holding memory. So basically, nowadays we can find antiviruses located in many places. So basically, they're like almost everywhere, right? So we have on the main servers, we have in our web browsers, in our web servers, especially when we have to like upload, submit things. They have like locally installed antiviruses that scan for the file system. We have like through the gateways and also in the servers that hold like FTP, like file sharing, some things like that. We have in the file server, we have in the database whenever we upload and download and write things. Every read and write that we have on our hard drives, it used to be like scanned by the antivirus itself. So not just when we send a file, it's just whenever we click on any kind of file, the real time is going to try to detect if we are going to touch or execute some kind of malicious software in our machine that can cause some kind of damage. In instant messaging software, that is a very interesting one because while somebody sends you something and you receive it and your antivirus scan for it, it can also like be a target here. And in any kind of gateway that we put, like there are many solutions nowadays that enables you to analyze any package that pass through the network. So using those gateways, you have exactly the same thing with the appliances. Those all-in-all boxes, those boxes that do like everything. So this is like something interesting to research on because it's like basically everywhere. And what could be like the approaches that these guys have is like scanning the memory. Not all the antiviruses do this, except when it's like on demand. But on real time, they don't use to like scan the memory all the time, right? It's just whenever we handle some kind of file, some kind of packet. They have to deal with file formats, a lot of file formats. They have to live with packers. They have to live like exploits. I haven't seen that. I just find. So they also have to deal with whenever you receive like an exploit, even in source code. Many times they also detect even the source code. Whenever the source code of an exploit is in a file, they just say, "Oh, here is the exploit, blah blah blah," and they just delete it or whatever policy is. And then we have the different kind of engines, the way the engines work. So we have the heuristics that basically try to analyze and try to understand the files to try to figure out if there is a malicious piece of software or is not. Then we have the ones that, that it's actually the way that all times all the antivirus used to work, that is by patterns. So with patterns, it just have like a signature file, so it try to match. Okay, this signature belongs to this. When it's found, it catch the antivirus. So that is a very weak one. It used to be like the old and most used one. It's the fastest one though. But they have like very, I mean, now they improve it, but in the past it was like as easy to bypass the antivirus as opening the file, add a knob in the file, close it, send it again, no more match, pass it away. And by suspicious behaviors. So if basically these kind of antiviruses that actually try to do like a host IDS, IPS thing, right? So basically if we have like a network like this, and we think about the places where the antivirus is actually located, it could see something like this, right? So except the people that is using the computers and the internet itself. We would have like our whole network like basically not owned, but yes, handled by antivirus solutions. So where can we also find antiviruses now? We can find it obviously in appliances, but basically in 90% or more than 90% of all the computers, servers, laptops that are around, in appliances, PDAs, and even phones. So nowadays, with this Windows C and these other solutions, we have like even viruses, okay, solutions, antiviruses on the phones. So it's when it comes to where these antiviruses are spread, it's like really huge. So there are some myths around this. So this could be like one of the first myths. That is, like if you say, thanks. So first of all, the first myth is that the antivirus software is secure. And we will discuss this. The second one is that it makes our network more secure. What it does is it makes our network the software to prevent those files to pass through. It doesn't mean, it's not like a firewall that don't like let somebody pass. It's like if you want to call it somehow, it's like a firewall that actually rejects some kind of files. But actually it analyzes them. And this is the most common one, that is that I imagine that more than 90% of the people think that antivirus developers are like computer security experts. And that is not really the case. A developer is a developer, a security expert is a security expert. A developer can have a lot of knowledge, and they could know a lot of things about security. That doesn't mean that they're going to be like security experts. Even though, if they have some technical lead in the development department, the guy cannot like evaluate and basically audit himself all the source code from anybody. So even though if they have one, this common myths around the antivirus development is not like that. And if you talk with most of the companies, the guys are like just developers. Maybe they have some guy that helped them, or they try to develop something that improves their code. They're not like security experts. And then this is, okay, nowadays people start to change about this, but about the detection. Most of the people used to say, oh, I have my antivirus, I will not get infected. Or when you talk with different companies, oh, but I bought this antivirus, I update every day, I try to do my best. So, and they hopefully don't get infected, they do anyway. And the other one is, my antivirus says, because of the heuristics, that it's going to detect even unknown viruses. That is somehow true, but obviously there is always one. So here would be like, we are going to discuss about the security stuff. This is going to be our main topic today. What I said is, the guys are just programmers, coders. About the detection, okay, many antiviruses used to do not detect the old viruses. I think this is because of an overhead to make their engines faster, to actually catch better and faster any kind of malware or virus or Troyes or whatever they are analyzing. There are the ones that are most spread on hotspot nowadays. So they try. What I think is that they focus on that instead of focusing on the old stuff. But the fact is, if you send like a very old virus, okay, you are not going to try to use a DOS virus against Windows because probably it's not going to work in many cases. But okay, not all the antiviruses actually implement all type of packers, just the most widely used ones. So it's the only things that they can actually analyze. So bypassing the antivirus is like pretty straightforward. About the numbers of achieving files, most of the vendors used to have around 15, like the most common ones like tar, gzip, zip, rar, like the most common ones. When it comes to like not that uncommon ones, basically the engine is not able to actually analyze what is passing through it. What happens on the other side is that the most popular software, when they receive the files, they are able to open it. So there's kind of discrepancy in there. So like for bypassing techniques, that is like very, very, very powerful if you want to send something. Especially if you want to test your antivirus solution, that is a very good way to go. And then, okay, somebody have to get infected first. So what is the first fact that we have that is like the most important one? We have to have our antivirus in our machines. Otherwise, if we are in a company, we are not just aligned with the policies that we have to be aligned. So we just cannot say, oh, we are not going to use antiviruses because you, like by internal policies and best practices, like you are out, completely out. So you have to use them. So which could be like the common problems that these guys have, or had, or they keep having, is, okay, in my research I found a couple of things that are like really interesting. And this one I'm not going to say the name because they didn't fix it yet. But the thing is, they use like protocols to communicate and like doing like updates. If there is somebody from this company, he will know who I'm talking about. So basically they use Blowfish to encrypt the whole traffic. The thing is, this key is stored in the binary. So whenever you go to the binary and you check for this key, the only thing that you have to do is use the same key, put any kind of update in the packet that you want to send. You just send it. The guy on the other side receive it, check, oh yes, it's a correct package, unpack it, install it. So basically you can own the whole network doing this, right? And it's there. It's like not something that you actually deploy to the client to receive something with a specified by the administrator. So it's something that is there. It's hard-coded in the binary. And proper password handling. This is a very nice one. Actually, Trend Microsystems a while ago used to. So for example, whenever you use like this Office scan, you have like an configuration file in the client side. So I didn't try lately, so I assume that they already blow this away. Well, but I'm not sure, so maybe you should check it. The thing is, in the configuration file, they store on the client side both passwords, the client password and the admin